Hi, how is everybody? Glenn, how are you?
I am very good, Lee. And yourself?
I'm stressed. This whole streaming and charity fundraising malarkey is doing my head in.
Well, it does seem to be coming together really well, though.
Yeah, things are actually. I think I was panicking a bit more towards the end of last week when everything was really just. I was looking at some of the jobs that I needed to do and wondering how I was going to get done. For instance, on you can see the workbench, can't you?
Yeah.
This one here. That's only got one screen. Let's have a look. This one here is the ZX Max 128, and this one I had some problems with. There we go.
Now you have to excuse my ignorance. What is a ZX Max 128?
It's a Harlequin basically. So Don Superfo or Superfo, he used Chris Edwards' book on where the guy that reverse engineered the ULA. He took that book and actually put it into practice and used that to make the Harlequin, which is using off-the-shelf 74 series logic to replace the ULA. So the Harlequin board is just basically covered in 74 logic.
Yes, I remember your building it.
Yeah, that one. That's in here, but I'm not opening that. But this is a progression of that. Basically, apart from those two logic chips, all of the logic, the memory logic and all of the ULA logic is inside this Altera Max, hence the name CPLD. It's very, very clever. So yeah, it's just got a couple of memory chips, CPU, ROM, and it's got an AY sound chip. So it's basically a Speccy 128, so a toast rack.
Very cool.
But in a rubber key case. Yeah. So yeah, this one, Julian, who's in the chat, Julian's such a lovely guy. He's the reason this stream is actually working almost as well as it is, because let me just check something. My laptop fell over when I was trying to stream with Snorkers. Yeah, we're doing well. And he's actually loaned me a laptop that is more than capable of the task. So yeah, the problem that I had with this was the CPLDs that he sent me were there they are, were fake.
No, that's what that was then. I was wondering what that was. I seen a picture of that in RMC's Discord the other day.
And oh really? Yeah, so there's another couple in there as well. I'm not entirely sure about these ones, but yeah, we got there in the end, and I plugged it in, and it actually all worked first time, and I was quite chuffed with that. So yeah, that caused me a bit of grief. What was the other one? This one is that's all buttoned up. That's the one of the that's going to be in the next video. That's an all original 48K, but it's got a special motherboard in it that's got this. It's the yellowish one with blue silk screen.
All right. Okay.
And yeah, that is really nice. That is they sell for quite a bit. So I spotted that on eBay and picked it up with a box and all the original games and everything. And then that's the new build. That one's done as well. But all of them, they all kind of came together at the same time. I mean, the Harlequin was done, but all of the others, they all kind of came together at the same time. And I felt the pressure relieve.
Yes.
So anyway,
sure.
What's going on in the world of CRG?
Well, not a whole lot, to be honest with you. We're not long back from holiday there, so I'm just trying to get things organized since that. Still have the PC Engine to finish off. You see the case of it sitting behind me here, so still undecided what to do with this.
Clean it.
Yeah, I know. Everybody says clean it, but it tells a story, doesn't it? When it's in that state, does it? Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. Do you really want to preserve pigeon shit?
Well, that's a good point, actually, isn't it? Probably not. Yeah, so I think I probably will just clean it, to be honest with you.
Have you managed to get games for it and everything sorted? And so you
I
had the
just
golf
have,
game, didn't you?
yeah, I have that one golf game there.
Hmm.
Whoop. And I did manage to finally get a joypad for it. You know, one of those things that you buy off eBay that works.
All right.
So this might need a bit of attention paid to it, but
Bit of cleaning.
bit of cleaning, and the connector on the end of it is actually damaged. So need to
Oh,
think
right.
about
That's the one.
something to
Yeah,
do
it's
with that.
missing a couple of pins. Yeah.
Yeah, that's missing 3 pins, I think. I don't know whether I could maybe replace those pins in place. I don't
Is
know.
it?
It might be a bit tricky to try and solder something away down in there.
What
So-
about because that cable doesn't look very long on it.
It's not too bad, actually.
All right. Okay.
You know, so it's.
I was thinking,
There's
is there
plenty of
anything
it.
else?
I can
that's
cut
got-
it off, you know. And
Yeah.
you can
Oh,
buy
well,
you can buy the 8-pin DIN handy enough.
yeah. I was just trying to think of a way of saving you to having to solder a mini DIN.
I know
Actually,
they're always a bit of a headache to solder those things, but
yeah. What about going the other way and putting a new cable on it altogether?
yeah, that might be an option. Actually, I did see pre-wired 8-pin mini
Yeah,
DINs,
that
so
might be
something
an
like
easier
that.
way.
Something like that might be.
If you can
easier
get something with
option, you know.
strain relief in it.
Yeah.
Let's have a quick.
But I
look at
ordered one of the, what do you call them? No, the SD card reader or EverDrives. One of those. I've ordered an EverDrive for it and an RGB board for it as well from AliExpress. So
I've ordered something from AliExpress that I'm quite excited about, actually.
right.
It's is anyone in the chat that was Lee might know. Hello, Lee. Sorry. Hello, Big Galar. Who's that? That's a name I haven't seen before. Usually you spot everybody's names. Taz is here. Julian, Lee, Smith, Arn Van Voort. Hello, Rob Green. Rob Green. Hello. Rob Green is like the top donator on the Just Giving page. I think that there's got to be this. There can't be more than one Rob Green. So thank you, Rob. There's one thing that everybody needs to know. It's really frustrating with the Just Giving thing is that you send a donation and there's no way for me to say thank you or to, strike up a conversation and say, thank you very much. That's really kind of you. But for everybody that's donated, especially Rob Green, thank you. It's really cool. My Retro Tech, I've already mentioned you. No, I haven't. Hello, My Retro Tech. And John didn't miss anything. Eddie Hewitt, hello. And, well, that didn't go as planned. And Ross. Hello, Ross. Ross is a lovely guy. Is that the Rob Green? Yeah, the actual Rob Green. Right, so you've got your PC Engine working. Lee's got his working.
He does indeed, yeah.
Shall I get the gloves on?
So no pressure then.
No, I haven't even looked at it yet. Actually, I want to show you these. I don't know if he's here. Is James here? James, who's Ghost UK. Oh, I've forgotten. Ghost Retro, I think his name is. I know his real name, but I don't want to say his meat name on online. He sent me these after the last live stream. Have you seen these? Because these are made in Ireland.
No, I've never seen those before. What's that?
They're Iron Brew Tubars.
Okay.
And these are the sourest sweets. I love sour sweets, but these are basically weaponized lemon. It's ridiculous. I gave one to my wife, and then just her face basically turned inside out.
Fantastic.
That was hilarious.
See, now, if you had to ask me to guess, I would have said those were Scottish.
They are. They're from Scotland. James lives in
Sweets
Scotland.
made in Ireland.
Yeah, they are made in. I'm pretty sure they're made in Ireland. Yeah, Dublin. Now, tell me how jealous you are. Look at
That's lovely.
It's a thing of beauty. I'm going to see if I can scam one off of Neil when I'm over at the cave next week. To go with it.
I used to have a CRG mug about here somewhere, but I actually don't know what I did with it.
Have you only ever had one made?
No, I have a couple.
Right.
I actually put a couple out on the tables last year at Amiga Ireland, but nobody was interested in them. So
well, yeah, I've made that. I've got that one just to stick in the auction so that people have got something to bid on. That's not going to go for hundreds of pounds. Right, are you ready for your examination? Scottish sweets made in Ireland. Yep, you got it, Bubbas. How you doing, mate? Hello from Central Europe. From you haven't got any vowels in your name. I'm not saying that. Big Liars from Oldham. Few times watching, first time live. It doesn't happen very often, so you haven't missed many lives. So I got a package from. Oh, there's my address. I'm going to have to blank that out later. From Simon, Ginger Hippie.
that looks very familiar.
It smells bad.
I don't think I ever actually sniffed mine.
I don't need to get close to it to sniff it.
I dare you to lick it.
How much will you donate? Oh, it's disgusting. But he's not only sent that. Let's put the box over. Right. He sent me some games, a load of tapes. They're all a bit grubby, and that is, I mean, that just, you can't argue that is anything but a pigeon splatter.
Yeah, it does look a bit nasty.
But it is in a cellophane wrapper, that one.
I was just going to say, that looks like it's sealed.
I'll have to go through and test these, but yeah, this one's quite interesting. He said there was something in here that might be interesting, but it's like a compilation one.
That's pretty cool.
Buggy Boy, Space Harrier, Live and Let Die, Overlander, Dragon's Lair, Thundercats, blah 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 blah. Lots of stuff.
Are those Spectrum titles, or?
They're all Spectrum games. These are all to go into the auction.
All right, very cool.
Dominator. Oh, look, it's in a plastic bag as well. Excellent. Never heard of that game. Yeah, if anyone sees anything that's incredibly valuable, let me know so we can separate it out for a different auction. Death Star Interceptor. That's quite a nice little case. I used to love those little clamshell cases.
Yeah, I have a couple of those for my MSX.
Oh, nice.
The Spectrum completely passed me by. It wasn't a system I ever had until recently, to be honest.
Really?
But, yeah, my computer of choice back in those days was the MSX.
Oh, this might be the one that is actually quite valuable. It's a free inside Panini Turtles sticker and Turtles tattoos. Turtles postcard as well. Yeah, it's all sealed.
That's cool.
So, oh no, it's not. It's just in a bag. I think Simon dared me to use the tattoo on the live stream, but I'm just too hairy. It's just going to float on the hair. Yeah, look, it's all in there, and the tattoos.
Very cool.
Nice. Right. I'll repackage that up later. I'm going to put that one to one side so I don't lose it. There's just a couple more in here. So we've got a few different themes in there's currently there might be 5, but currently there's Benny Hill's Madcap Chase. I might have to play that. Yeah, there's currently 4 Spectrums. And so we've got the Mectrum, which is basically the everything new. That's going to be with this Dandinator that was from Arcadesy, who has Rage Against the Retro, his Twitch stream. He's sent this in. It's a really nice print, actually. So that Dandinate is going to go with the Mectrum. The new build is going to... Oh, I'm confusing myself now. The new build has got a new tape player, so that's going to have some tapes with it. The ZX Max will be with the Div MMC. And the original has a WH Smith's tape deck, so that'll have some tapes with it as well. But yeah, that's quite a nice little haul of games. Thank you, Simon. He usually catches up after the live stream, so he's been so generous. He's been handing out for people that don't know that stuff from this pigeon poo warehouse.
Yeah, it's been fantastic, really. He's been handing out to a lot of us in the retro community. So,
have you had anything else from him apart from the?
Well, I've had the PC Engine from him, and he did kindly send me a couple of games that I can reach. Continuing the theme of golf games, I do like a golf game. Me,
you actually like golf as well, don't you?
Yeah. Well, sort of. It depends how well I'm playing on any given day, how much I like it.
More than me.
But Konami Golf for the MSX, a cartridge game, but sealed. I just thought that was pretty cool. I don't actually, I only have one other cartridge game for the MSX, actually. So that was just a nice thing to get. What
was the first golf game then for you that you went, this is the sport for me on a computer?
It should be here somewhere. Where is it? There we are. Microprose Golf.
Yeah, that was one for me as well.
Oh, the Amiga.
Yeah.
I actually think this might be the first golf game that uses, the arc. It goes around the character and you click 3 times to hit the ball. I think this might be the game that originated in.
That's just the de facto standard now, isn't it?
Well, that's it, yeah. But I remember playing this for hours on end, really.
Yeah, me
Fantastic
too.
Game. Very, very good game.
I put
very fond memories of playing this with my dad. Actually, the two of us used to play it.
Really?
Years ago, yeah, on my 1200.
Nah, so we mustn't talk about that too much because the friendship thing, and you can have a friendship with your dad. Is something we're going to talk about on the live stream. So
yes, I'm
trying to skate around all of that so I don't burn out on you. Although I can't imagine we'd ever run out of something to talk about, with such shared interests.
Yes.
Taz wants to know where you're from.
I am from Belfast, Northern Ireland.
There you go. And hello, Neil. And Lee has no sense of smell, so he's no idea how bad his was. It's bad, mate. I haven't got a sense of smell. I can smell it.
This doesn't smell of anything.
Yeah. Everything's going to be clean. Don't worry, Julian. Leaderboard on the C64 was a fantastic game. Yeah, I think I played that one before the Microprose one because I went straight from C64 to Amiga in very short order. James is here. There's James. James, thank you for these. Although I have to say, I did wind my way through about 15 of them in one night, and I thought I was going to have a heart attack. He's got his last name out, so it's James McNeil. Links on the 386. Yeah, that's a good one. Good shout. I like that one as well.
That's a good game. After the Amiga, we moved on just to the PC. It was a Packard Bell, so it was the PGA Tour games. I remember playing them.
These were the games that I used to go around to my brother-in-law because we didn't have PC at home. I was still on Amiga, so to get my fix of PC stuff, so I used to take games around there and play them. Obviously, ill-gotten games. Right. So what's next then? So if that's the PC Engine was the thing that you were working on last, and you've just released that one. What's the one currently under production?
Well, the next thing I want to take a look at actually is this Commodore 64 beside me.
Oh, can help you out there.
Yeah. May have to pick your brains with this one. Although I plugged it in and all it does is a black screen. So
PLA.
yeah, I was just about to say that. You just beat me to it. So I'm pretty sure it's a PLA. I haven't done too much in the way of testing yet. I've just ordered one of the replacement PLAs, and once that comes, then we'll see about getting this thing sorted out.
Which one did you go for? The Plankton or something like that?
The Plankton. Yes, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been buying all my stuff from Commodore Lad. So if you do need spare parts, he's your man. Actually, well, come to me first because I've got a pile of broken C64s here. So if you do need something, I should be able to salvage it, unless it's going to be a SID or something.
No, well, hopefully it'll just be the PLA. But you know,
well, no, hopefully not. I want it to be a bit more of an involved video. I like to see you sweat. Like, what was it? The one before the PC Engine, was that the battery damaged Amiga?
Oh, the Amiga 500, yeah.
At what point did you say, no, I've had enough of this, and then go back to it?
No, that one actually wasn't too bad, you know.
Have you ever had any like that though?
Well, trying to think. I have had other ones that I had to ultimately give up on. There was the vanilla PC from a while back. The board of it. Well, I have a lot of scrap boards just stuck to the wall beside me. Mm-hmm. So that is the board of it there, or what's left of it. I've been pilfering parts off it over the years.
What is that? Did you say it's a 1000 or?
No, it's an old PC.
Oh, a PC, right? Okay.
Yeah, it was an NEC V20 CPU on it. That's still fitted there, but other than that, I've been robbing sockets off it and various other bits and pieces as I need. But that one there, that was really heavily battery damaged. I went to the trouble of stripping it all down, trying to repair it, but just never got there. I had to just give up in the end. I must have been easily 20, 30 hours into it. And sometimes you just have to draw a line under something, you know.
So I mean, we speak quite a lot about our YouTube stuffs, and I see the way that you work is you get a project and you beat it all the way through until you've got a video at the end of it, and then you release the video, and then you start the next project.
Yeah, do you that's the way I like to work.
Do you ever have two on the go at once, or multiple things? Yeah, I think that's quite unusual.
Right?
Yeah,
I've always been like that. I need to start something and finish it. You know, the only thing that, you know, I suppose the likes of that PC Engine, while I'm waiting on stuff to come, like the stuff I've ordered from AliExpress, well, in the meantime, I can take a look at that Commodore 64.
Yeah.
You know, maybe split it up like that. But if I actually had something on the bench that I was working on, I would try to see it through to completion before moving on to the next project. I
see. My brain doesn't work this way. I'll have, well, like for instance, when I've been doing these, 3 of these were under construction at the same time. Well, 2 were being constructed, and 1 was being refurbished, all at the same time. I'm just too impatient to wait for things to come in, and I'm quite happy. But that does have certain wastage, because there is a folder on my hard drive full of footage of projects that are mostly done. There
are a couple of folders on my hard drive of half-finished projects that will probably never be finished now, you know, either because it's too far gone, or I started something and then maybe made a complete mess of it, so I just brushed it under the carpet.
But you can use everything. And one thing that I found, I did 2 things actually. One was I did a live stream where I just got some old footage, and it was making the Kung Fu flashcards.
Yes, and you sent me one of those. Thank you very much again.
Yeah, you're welcome. That have you got the parts for that yet? Because you said you're
I do.
ordering.
Yes, they're in a box here beside me. I
Brilliant.
was actually hoping that if the C64 is just as simple as a ULA, then I'll put the Kung Fu Flash together at the same time and put
Well,
it together as a video.
Have you got a working C64?
Yeah. There's two. There's
So
two working ones here.
You can start the diagnostics up on the Kung Fu Flash, and then it will be basically a diagnostics cart.
I will have the full diagnostic harness
cool.
as well. So.
Yeah. So one thing I did was the live stream to use up some old footage and just did a chat through almost like a director's commentary because I couldn't make it into a video. And then there was another one that I think it's now my most successful video ever. The Atari ST FM.
Yes.
The £20 one. That was footage from over a year ago, which I was never going to use. And I just threw a video together in a hurry and then just did a bit of voiceover and it just all worked. There wasn't really much of a, it's just putting some memory in it basically.
No. I think part of the difficulty with the way I approach it, trying to work on one thing at a time, is that I have boxes filled of parts for boards and bits and pieces, other projects that I'll get onto that when I'm finished this thing, but then something else comes up and things just keep getting pushed back and pushed back.
I know what you mean. It's difficult to keep track of it sometimes as well.
Can be a bit.
I've started, you're a bigger channel than me, so you must get this more. I've started seeing quite a lot of stuff come in offers of stuff, because I'm getting better at saying no. My percentage of saying no is now probably about 80% of the time I'm saying no, thank you. How are you getting? How are your donations coming in? Is it a steady trickle, or do you get big bunches of them?
No, not really. And not that I'm complaining either. There's been a couple of very nice donations recently, and I do need to pull together some sort of video on that as well. But no, other than that, there hasn't really been anything for this year anyway.
One of the first videos I think I saw of yours, and I did go back and have a look at this to remind myself what it was the motherload of pickups.
Oh, that, yes. Yeah. See, to be honest with you, that out of everything I've done in this retro collecting thing, that was the biggest mistake I've ever made.
Really? Okay, because a lot of people would watch that, and I must admit I did at the time and thought, oh, you lucky bastard.
Yeah.
But
a lot of people would think that, and I thought that as well at the time, that I got this room full of retro goodies for a very reasonable amount of money, but it was just overwhelming, the sheer amount of stuff. I still have quite a bit of stuff sitting in my garage that just hasn't been looked at.
But it's always, there's content then for months and months if you want it or need it.
No, absolutely, yeah.
It's nice to have in the bank, isn't it?
It is nice to have it there, but it's sort of, it almost doubled the amount of stuff that I had. The amount of projects that I had at that time, and it did become overwhelming. To be honest with you, by now most of it has all been passed on to other people.
Yeah, it's
I've kept a few machines there that I do want to look at some point myself, but most of the rest of it has been moved on.
I know that you're one of the ones that are just not in this for the money.
No, when I say I've moved it on, I've some of it's just been given away.
Yeah,
any of it that's been sold has been sold for
cost.
Cost.
Yeah, that's I know that about you, and it's nice and refreshing to see. There are a few too many chances in the retro scene, I'm afraid.
Yeah, well, sure, we all just try to help each other out, don't we?
But we got a chancer in the chat. He's selling his CPC for £20 plus postage. Nice one, Simon. James will take good care of that. Evening, Retro Crazy. How are you? And he's helped me. I'm trying to think what he sent me. Retro Crazy. What did you send me? Sent me something really cool, and I can't remember what it was. Sent me a CPC. Where is it?
That is really cool.
That's right. So that was to go in with the charity auction, but it was like Spectrum themed. But I was going to sneak it in as an extra. Oh, it's over there and precariously perched, so I daren't touch it. I got the key sorted, by the way. Yeah, that will actually be sold, and the money will go in the pot after the auction, after the main auctions. The tool key. It's a tool key CPC. The more desirable ones, proper mechanical keyboard. They're really nice, and it's in pretty good nick. It's a bit faded, but
sounds good.
I might give the keys a bit of a retro bright. I'm not sure whether they're just dirty or if it is, sometimes with like the darker keys go yellowish. You're not sure if it's faded or just dirty.
Yeah, my one's a wee bit like that. The keys look okay on it. They're just you'd almost think the colour's faded on it a bit, but I'm not sure if maybe a retro bright would bring it back or not.
Yeah, it's hard to know, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, are you still? I know you've retro brighted lots of stuff in the past.
I've retro brighted a few bits and pieces. There's this Vic 20 here was one of the more successful.
Cool, brave man.
Things that I retro brighted, and it does actually look quite white there when I'm looking at what's coming across on the stream. But
that looks good on my screen. When
it's up close here, you can see that it is starting to go again. Maybe that bit there.
Yeah,
it is starting to turn again. So I'm not actually sure how long the retro brighting lasts.
Well, it's not going to. I mean, the effect that made it happen in the first place, that color change, is always going to happen again. The retro brighting only reverses it. It's just going to happen again eventually. But yeah, I don't see a problem with it. I know some people really, really are not dead set against it. So which method did you use on that? Did you use cream or solution?
Well, I sort of came up with my own crazy method. Well, it is a solution, but I had previously done it using cream. Actually, well, I wouldn't say ruined, but I did in the Amiga 500 using the cream and the wrap over it method. And I left it with a nice pattern on it. Let's just say that. But
marbling is my nightmare.
Yeah. With that one, what I did was dissolve the cream into water.
Right.
So it does make the water a bit hazy, but seems to work okay. I mean, it was left outside in a box covered for, I think it was a couple of days in the end. But sure, you know how good our summers are here in the UK.
Yeah, it's been
so it does take a while.
It
has indeed.
I'm trying to find something because relevant to that conversation. I'm sure I spotted it here a minute ago, but it's Neil has been championing this new method, this vapor brighting method, but there's a new twist on it. So instead of putting the oh, there it is. Is that it? Yes. Yeah, this is it. I'll have to hold it up to this camera because I can't be bothered to change the cameras. Instead of using just solution in the bottom and a heating, so you put it outside so that you get the vapor off the peroxide, the hydrogen peroxide, you use a diffuser. So it's
yes, one of those.
Yeah, it's basically a diffuser. It's got what looks like a tampon inside it. And you put the solution down there, turn it on. It's USB. This one's USB powered, so I can put a power pack out with it and switch it on, and hopefully that'll do the trick. But I'm still waiting for the right thing to try it on. I'm still not sure. I might have an Amiga with some really nasty keys.
It sounds like it might be a more gentle way of doing it.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure if it would be more gentle because it's still going to be out in the sunshine. I don't know. Maybe.
rather than it being submerged. Because another machine I have is Sharp MZ700, and I would lift it down to show you, but it weighs an absolute ton. It is really heavily yellowed, but I was warned against retrobrighting that.
For what reason?
Well, supposedly the writing that's on the keys, the text printed onto the keys, can come off very easily.
Ah, yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Have you ever?
I just never bothered on that one. That's why it doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's pretty evenly yellowed. You know, it's worse when you get a machine that's like half yellow. If you know what I mean.
So when you do retrobrighting, you take your chances. You know that there's going to be a chance that it could go horribly wrong. What about when? Have you done anything that I can think of an example that I've done, where you've gone to say clean something and wiped off something important, or
can't think of anything like that.
Oh, I'm gonna have
but
to
I could give you any amount of examples of me trying to repair something and it winds up more broken than before I started.
I've got a Sega Mega Drive, the first one, and yeah, let me say that you should not use isopropyl alcohol to clean the outside of that case, because the white markings on that
that just rub off,
wipe off like they would never existed. So yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that.
No one ever tells you though. Rudy, hello. Rudy sent me. Have you seen this one?
What's that? That's an Apple.
Apple IIe.
Apple IIe, very nice.
Thank you, Rudy. Again, I'll never stop thanking you for that. I still haven't turned it on. So the tape band, yes, I got the tape bands. That's actually, I've taped the packet with the drive belts and the key to the top of that computer, so that's ready to go. I'm just skipping through. Vapor brighting, yeah. Some Ginger Hippie says Sunbrighting is something he's had good results with.
It's something I've never tried.
It's so easy. It's the lazy man's version.
I know
of it.
I know the jury's out on whether the sun brightening could potentially weaken the plastic.
Yeah, it will. It 100%. It definitely will. But it's how much it will weaken it.
Make it more brittle. I suppose is more the term I'm looking for.
It probably accelerates its aging slightly, but anything you put in the sun is damaged by UVB. Is it UVB that's the bad one?
Not sure.
But if it's in reasonably good condition, and let's say it's got 1,000 hit points in D&D terms, putting it out in the sun, you might lose one. It's not going to make any difference because it's still going to last 30 years. But I wouldn't put anything out that was fragile. So, I've done an Amiga and an Atari STE and some SNESes, and they've all been fine. You wouldn't know the difference, but apart from they look better. I
just don't know if we get enough sun here to really.
Well, last year
really
was
work.
Ridiculous. So, you didn't want to put it out on the really hot days. That's the biggest danger. If you put something like a Commodore 64 out with dark keys, they will act like a heatsink and they'll melt the case.
Yeah.
Question to those who did Sunbrighting: did you ever experience plastic warping? It may not be a UK problem. Exactly what I was just talking about. There are some pictures of warped Commodore 64s that float around the internet, and people, pick them out and say this is why you shouldn't do Sunbrighting. But I think the one that does the rounds was like Arizona or something, and it was.
It's crazy hot there.
Yeah, if you put something out in 45 degrees, it's going to melt.
Of course.
Not a UK problem. 36 again tomorrow is flip. I'm not saying your name. It's not happening. Right, so I want to show you something else. I want to show you the one of the flight cases because actually I need to. Can I do that? Yeah. It's sorry, just going to shrink myself back down again and go back to that one. Yeah, I need to shrink more. Right. I've got one more flight case that I'm picking up next week, and I've got the foam. All the foam is here as well.
Fantastic.
So that's in the for the lid. This is that's for the main part. I made a bit of a mistake because this is a bit that I've taken out of one of these, and just so I can show you that you pull these apart, and they are squares all the way down to the bottom.
All right. So I was going to ask you, have you been cutting it out yourself?
I had to cut some of it, but so this is the Mectrum one.
Yeah.
Let's get that. That way around. So I'm quite pleased with how it's come out. But what I did is I took all the foam out, and then I just put this stuff straight in to the bottom. I can't really see all of that. Have I zoomed out or something? No. Let's give it a tweak.
That's a bit better.
Yeah, I put this in, and then I decided, right, that's where I want the Mectrum. So I started pulling it out, and of course, all the way to the bottom is it's just the bottom of the case. There's no foam on there, so I had to get these strips of foam, well, sheets of foam, and then cut the shapes out of those, and then fit them into there. I'll stick those down once everything's finalized. I actually got to change that one because that's where the Div MMC was going, and I'm going to put something different in there. That's where the diagnostic part is going.
Right. It does look great though.
It looks really makes it, doesn't it?
Yeah, fantastic.
And yeah, I when I originally came up with the idea after Lee donated the Mectrum case, and then I decided, oh yeah, there's going to be 2 or 3 machines. I got them and I actually laid them out. I thought I was going to put 3 Spectrums and all of the peripherals in one case. And I realized, yeah, you're not going to do that, Lee, because they're not going to fit. Right,
might have been a bit tight.
Right, 17 minutes past, so we've got 13 minutes to go before I have to. Oh no, we've got plenty of time. Oh no, 8:30. I did say we were going to stream until 8:30. Okay. Retro Crazy says he's seen the roads melt in Arizona. Oh, UVC-C. Okay, all right, it's one of them. UVC something. UV something. Steve's Gaming. Hello. I can see that going for like 500 plus. I just need a small lottery win for the auction. I've had a few people tell me that they're going to win it, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. No, that would be great.
Right, so you're happy with your position in the running order?
Yeah, really looking forward to it. Actually, it should be a good day. Although I'm sure by that time you'll be knackered.
What time are you on? I can't remember.
It was just after the break, so 6.
6. Oh yeah, I'll probably be dead by then. It won't take me long to keel over. My energy is not what it used to be. Oh, that's something else. I made a CPC order. So, how long after you order something from CPC is it usually, when you discover that you needed to order something else as well?
It was probably about 5 minutes after I submit the order.
Yeah.
I do need to get some wick, actually.
Oh, Amazon. That one.
Aye, that's the stuff. Yeah.
I'll send you a link later if you want.
Please do.
These are the power supplies for the Spectrums. I did order one from Bike Delight, but it's got like a Euro plug on it as well. I wanted. I got a feeling that these are. I felt a bit more confident that these are going to go to the UK, so I picked up some 9-volt 2 amp plugs. They're obviously the wrong polarity, but I'll just rewire them. But
yeah, you can fix that easily enough.
yeah, I've got the right parts here. I've got 4 of those. Yeah, this is the one I got from Flight Delight, but it's in the flight case. It's a nice, obviously it's a nice thing. I don't know what power rating it is. Oh, it is a 2 amp one as well. But I had this Spectrum here, the one with the blonde board.
Mm-hmm.
It's the thirstiest Spectrum I've ever seen in my life. Usually I max out about 800 milliamps. That one was taking 1.1.
Why? That's strange.
I don't know. It's just sometimes they. I don't know. I'm not clever enough to know these things. Someone like Peter Mulholland would tell me probably. But certain ULAs are just juicier than others.
Right. Okay.
I should try a different ULA in that actually. But I couldn't believe it. And I was having problems with that because I put the diagnostics on and the color would go horrible on the screen, and it would look really nasty and crash, and it was just tripping the current limit on my power supply.
Okay.
That one had me scratching my head for a while.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I've fallen for that multiple times. I seem to not realize my previous. I'm not very good at remembering my previous mistakes or learning from them. So yeah, right. Let's have a quick look at the chat, and then we can start. I want to talk about your YouTube channel for the last bit of the stream. So just make sure I'm not missing anything. Useful for me. The second my work confirms my order, I realise anymore. Yeah, and I always panic that I've while I'm ordering as well. You sit there, don't you? You sit there and you're thinking, what is it I need? I know I need something.
Oh,
What is it?
Total mind blank at that point.
Yeah. Oh, screw it. I'm just going to order it. And then custom vinyl decal sheets to cover the box sides with logos would look sweet. Is that Retro Crazy? Was that for the flight cases? Because Mike DX is sending me some vinyls to go over the Heba logos. Ugh. Not just over the logos, but to do this whole panel. And they're Spectrum, or they're Sinclair themed as well. So they're coming early next week. Question to both of you, but especially to Lee, as Speckies have that huge heatsink. Why is it that you are not swapping Sony A05 to Tracos more often? Good question, and I can demonstrate that. I can't really demonstrate it in a meaningful way, but this is an original Spectrum, and it's actually, yes, I can.
I actually had a comment about that on the PC Engine video.
Yeah, because you put a Traco in that, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I haven't done it yet. I do have them here, actually. I ordered them. They're sitting here. But the comment was suggesting not to do it.
It's one of the. It's a bit like Retro Brighton. People either love it or hate it. So this is a completely original Spectrum, 566 grams, and this is, while it isn't very representative, it's like 130 grams lighter, but that's actually got a lot more missing from it. But that's the reason people say not to do it, because part of the whole thing,
you're changing that aesthetic of the machine. You're changing the weight of it.
It doesn't bother me. If it's my machine, I'd put Traco in it, because that's the one simple and single thing that you can do that's going to make the biggest difference to the longevity of the machine.
Yeah. I mean, I may still do it with the PC Engine, to be honest with you, because the old heatsink, if I can find it, there it is there. The old 7805 is well and truly, it's welded into it with rust that I don't think I'm ever going to get it out of there without drilling it out.
Well, that's a good reason to do it then.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, but it's probably a better thing for the machine to have a Traco in it, but there is another reason as well. There's noise on Tracos. There's no getting away from it. It's a switching regulator, so that you are going to get a certain amount of noise. Oh, why have I got a yellow? Sorry. Oh no, it's gone now. Okay, that was just a weird little warning. I hope that's nothing. Can anybody tell me what the quality of the stream is looking like at the moment? Because it's difficult for me to tell on my rubbish laptop screen. If you could comment, because this part of the reason for this stream is to test. It's good. Thank you.
Seems to be all good.
Lee says people are talking about the PCE Traco on the RMC Discord. I fitted one in mine. Excellent. All right, thank you. Right, so I want to talk about your YouTube channel. I had a look today. Do you know what I'm going to say?
I don't know, and I'm nervously anticipating your question.
CRG episode 1. Extreme
no,
racing.
we don't talk about we don't talk about early CRG episodes.
You look so young.
Why, thank you.
I wanted to put my arm around you in that video and say, Glenn, it's going to be okay. Don't be so nervous. It's in 5 years' time.
The only reason
8,600 subs, and you're going to be flying.
Yeah. The only reason I haven't taken all that stuff down is because it's the history of how I got to where we are now.
Absolutely.
It doesn't serve any purpose to remove it, to be honest with you.
I take my hat off to you. I've chickened out in that regard. Woo. Let me just change that to that one. And taken down some of my early stuff. But thing is, my channel has only been going for 2.5, 3 years, actually, as a YouTube channel. But the account was registered like 11 years ago.
Yeah.
So it looks.
I mean, that's only 5 years ago, I think.
Yeah, I know. I was so surprised because you looked so young. What happened?
I don't know. I'm not. I mean, is it that bad? I mean, my kids do say that the hair's falling out, but I mean, there is still definitely some there.
Yeah, I know how you feel. that's strong lights. I'm actually really hairy up there, but the strong lights just make it go invisible.
Yeah, that's one of those.
So that's 5 years ago. When you made that video, what was your idea about YouTube? What were you thinking this was going to be at that point?
My starting point for CRG, well, I suppose it was casual retro gamer. I mean, I suppose it still is that. Although
you announced that in the first episode.
Yeah, no, although I have shortened it to CRG because it's less of a mouthful. I suppose I originally started this one just to do game reviews. Drawing a lot of inspiration maybe from the likes of GameSack, the YouTube channel.
Were you focused retro or modern at the time?
No, it was all going to be retro.
And
I suppose focusing mostly on Amiga titles.
Oh yeah, because
as a lot of those. Yeah, as a lot of those first videos were. But I sort of quickly moved towards the hardware, started tinkering in bits of hardware, and noticed that those videos get a lot more traction.
Right, so you weren't looking at other.
That pushed me that way, and then it's just been a sort of snowball effect. Really, I just kept going with the hardware, and we are where we are now.
Are you tempted to go back and do a little bit of dabbling in the game reviews?
I would have been a couple of years ago, but definitely not now.
No, you've got to fight the algorithm, haven't you?
Yeah, no, it's just I think. To be honest with you, in this hobby, the thing I enjoy most is the tinkering with the hardware.
So how much gaming do you do now then?
Not that much, if I'm being honest with you.
Is it usually just testing?
Yeah, yeah. If I'm working on something, say that Amiga 500 from a couple of weeks ago,
Mhm.
I got it working, got it booted up, Shadow of the Beast on it, watched the intro a couple of times, and then just switched off the camera and loaded up and make a test kit again to leave it running a memory test for a few hours. But that was the height of running any software on it.
You've got to be tempted to have a few rounds of golf on your new PC engine, though.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Once I get the joypad working.
Is that going on big telly in the house then, or?
No, just down the bottom end of the man cave here, as I call it, sort of in behind this area here. There's another TV set up down there with all the consoles and bits and pieces.
You did a cave tour at one point, didn't you?
Yes, I did one sort of last year, so it hasn't really changed layout since then.
I wasn't sure whether I was just stalking you in my mind, or you'd actually done that. But I feel like I know the inside of that room.
You might see it. You can sort of see the top of the TV there.
Yeah,
down that end. So that's where all the consoles live. So the PC engine,
fantastic room.
We'll find a home down there.
I'm so jealous. I mean, I've got a reasonable sized room here as well, but I love that yours is basically finished and mine's not even started.
Yeah, I thought this room was plenty big enough, and then 5 years later, I could use another one, to be honest with you.
Yeah, available space is always just eaten up by things straight away.
Yeah,
can you just put this in the garage? No, I don't want it in here. I've had that row.
Oh no, we have a bit of a storage area at the back of the house as well, and it's chocked full of old computers and boards and a few consoles, bits and pieces, all future projects.
So which console do you favor? Are you on the Sega side or the Nintendo side?
Well, growing up, I was very much Sega boy. It was all Sega for me. Now, though, since I do have quite a variety of consoles down there, at the minute I'm probably playing most Neo Geo, to be honest.
Oh, that's something I've not got yet.
Something I never had access to before.
Right, so that's actually an interesting point, because I found with all of the things I started with when all this kicked off for me, I wanted to replace I've said it again and again, I wanted to replace my collection that I'd owned over the years. I wanted to rebuild that list from the ZX81 all the way up to Xbox, and I did straight away. It took me like 2 or 3 months to put all of those machines back together, including an Amiga 1200 and all the bits and pieces in between. And I found it actually, when I stopped that and I decided, right, the next thing I want to do is to own all of the machines that I wanted but couldn't have. So I didn't have a SNES because I had an Amiga or a Mega Drive. I didn't have a Master System because I wasn't around I wasn't playing games at that particular time. And I wanted to put all those machines together. And every single one of those that I've got, I've had more enjoyment getting those than the ones that I previously owned. Is that something you've come across yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose at the start when I was collecting stuff more, I sort of found myself, I don't know if you maybe anything similar, but I found myself sort of buying anything that I could get my hands on sort of cheaply on eBay. So I do have, I have 3 CDI systems. Why? I have no idea whatsoever. They never get turned on. But yes, in terms of playing those, or being able now to have access to and play those systems and the games on them that I could never have had before. So the 3DO and especially the Neo Geo, I've been having great fun with that machine lately.
Yeah, there's have you still got machines on your bucket list that to tick off?
I mean, there's always something on the bucket list. I suppose the Sharp X68000 would be a bucket list machine. It would be a bucket list machine forever. It isn't going to happen.
It's one of those unicorn machines. I played on Neil's one at the cave, and I'm trying to think what the game was, but I didn't like the game, so I just sort of I ended up not liking the machine. So going off. I suppose
actually just thinking about it, one machine I do really want to get is an MSX2 or the 2 Plus.
Nice.
Just
You've
because
got an MSX here.
the MSX, the Toshiba HX10, was my first computer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I still have it. It's on a shelf beside me here.
Your actual original one?
Yeah, my original one.
Ah, you're very lucky.
It's sitting up there, but and for whatever reason, it's never been on the channel. I suppose I've never had anything to do to it. It's just it works. So I've never thought of any means of structuring a video around it, but there are a few nice expansions out there for it. So maybe
you can find something. I'd like to see it.
Look at trying to build.
I'm always interested in, especially origin stories. They're always interesting. I'd love to have my original ZX81 back, but that got left in someone's house and never recovered. So,
well, I'm lucky enough, I have to say, that all the computers and consoles from my childhood are still.
You've still got them all.
Yeah, I still got them.
That is rare.
Apart from the the Packard Bell PC or something like that, the old computers. They all went to the skip, I'm sure. But the Toshibas, the MSX Toshibas, they're my original Sega Master System 2. I have it.
So how old were you when you had this MSX?
I was thinking about that the other day. It probably would have been mid to late 80s, probably late 80s I got it. So probably about 8 or 9.
Right, okay. I'm a bit older than you. Look it. That's really interesting.
It was actually a hand-me-down from my cousin. I didn't know that at the time, but yeah. It's a fantastic machine, although I only really ever used it for games. I'd never done any coding on it or anything like that.
My first view probably of a Toshiba MSX, I'm pretty sure it was we were, me and all my cohorts were into our ZX Spectrum, and there's 3 miles away in the next town was where the closest computer shop was, and we all trundled down there to go and have a look at the latest titles that are coming out, because new games were coming out all the time on the Spectrum. It was mind blowing, and you go down there with your pocket money. Yeah, but they had the MSXs lined up. One day we walked in and we all went, "Wow!" There's MSXs lined up on a shelf next to the door.
I was the only one that had an MSX. I remember. I think the rest of my friends all had Commodore 64s.
Not allowed to talk about that.
Is that a sensitive subject? Is it?
No, that's what we're going to talk about on the charity live stream.
Oh yes, friends. Damn. Yes, sorry.
No friend stuff. Right. So if you're not aware and you're in the chat and watching, or if you're watching this on catch up, I'm raising money for the Befriending scheme, and there is a page on just giving. That there should be a link in the description. If you'd like to donate, please come and leave us a little bit of cash. It's all going to an amazing cause, and they're very, very grateful. Yeah,
very good cause.
Yeah, I'm so happy with the way it's been received as well. And on the 16th of September, there will be a 12-hour live stream starting at 11 a.m. UK time, so BST time. And I'm going to be joined by lots of other YouTubers, including Glenn. And we're going to have a bit of a chat, and pretty similar to this, but we're not going to talk about what we've just talked about. Maybe, well, actually, I might repeat a few of them and see if you change your answers. It's a bit of a interrogation technique. Make sure you're telling the truth.
I should have been taking notes.
Yeah, I'm going to delete the stream after, so you haven't got it. I have to as well because my address is on there. But yeah, thanks for joining me, Glenn. That was really kind of you. Where can people find you if they are looking for you on social medias and YouTube?
It is really just YouTube. So youtube.com/CRG.
Lovely. What did you say the next project was? Is it the C64 or?
The next one is going to be that Commodore 64, yeah.
So we've got that to look forward to. I can't wait to see what you do with that one. And
it's been a while since I've done anything C64 on the channel, a couple of years. So
if you want a bit of collab, I'm here for you, man.
I'm looking forward to getting into it myself. You've helped me out greatly on the last couple of videos, so I may have to ask again. We'll see.
Anytime, I'm always here. You know where I am. Yeah, thank you to everybody that's joined us in the chat. I will. I can't name you. There's loads of people. This flip. I can't say your name. One of the many things I learned from Glenn was that when it came to repairs, one should really consider their level of skills when it comes to recapping an A1200. So I opted to not do mine. Good choice. A1200s are stupid expensive for sure, but worse is that the spending continues because there are so many great add-ons when you obviously want to have, like the Terrifier or Pystorm. Yes,
yeah, it all does add up. I mean, I suppose coming back to what you were saying earlier about picking up systems now, if I didn't have my 1200 from when I had it from new, it's something you would have to seriously consider whether you would be spending that sort of money.
Yeah,
on one of those systems now.
I couldn't afford one now. I was given I don't know if you know this, but my 1200 is and I shouldn't really be talking about this now, but it was my best friend Jason who he gave me his 1200 that he had back in the day, because he's like a hoarder. He won't throw anything away. He's still got his Spectrum from when we were lads.
Cool.
He won't get it out of his loft though. I'm not sure why. I think there might be an issue 1 and he's holding it back from me. But he gave me his 1200 as a Christmas present a couple of years ago. That was one of the things that got me started on my collection. But yeah, if I was after one now, I couldn't afford it. Simple as that.
Yeah, the prices of them have gone crazy.
It's retro has just gone mad.
Has.
Thank you everybody for joining us. And I won't be doing a live stream next Saturday because it's my son's birthday, but there's a lot going to be happening then. I should have a video out next weekend on this computer, and the week after that there should be at least another one on maybe the ZX Max, or it might be the new build Spectrum. There's a lot of footage that I need to edit, and I have a bit more time after this weekend coming up. But yeah, lots that's going to happen between now and the 16th, and put it in your diaries to come watch the live stream and maybe take part in all the auctions that are going to happen.
It'll be a great day. I'm looking forward to it.
I've also decided that some of these are going to be going in with every auction, so that you will be getting sweets as well if you win an auction, including the mug. The mug is going to be full of Woolies brought iron brew tuba. I can't do Scottish. I won't attempt that ever again. Right, I have to go over there to switch this off. So you'll see me walk out a shot and probably clatter my headphones on something. But cheers, Glenn. Thanks very much for joining me.
No problem. It's been very enjoyable anytime.
I look forward to speaking to you on the next one.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.